often. So I have this diagram on my screen, and the diagram is basically, it's a very basic diagram. It just gives you the business process with EDI. So there's the sending computer, EDI in between, the receiving computer. So let's look at the sending computer. And in most situations, the sending computer is going to be, usually we'll just go with retail. So retail is a very common thing for EDI, healthcare, all these other ones can do it too. But in the healthcare industry, if we think of the sending computer as being Amazon, you want to do business with them. So you reach out to your representatives at Amazon. Amazon says, yes, we want to move forward. We would love to have a relationship with you. We want you to do EDI. Amazon is going to give you the information for how you are going to connect to receive the data, whether they're going to push you the data via what's called AS2. AS2 is, just think of it, over the internet. Okay? So somebody's pushing you a document into your system. So that's AS2. They might also say FTP. So FTP, think again, internet. You're making a connection, but you're going out from your system to pull down that EDI file, or vice versa, you're uploading a file to them into their FTP folders. There's also a VAN. A VAN is, think of that as an EDI mailbox. So those are the different ways, and we'll get into that in other terms of how to get into the communication. But from a how does EDI work? Well, Amazon will give you the communication that you need to use. You're then going to set up that information in your computer system. So you're the receiving computer. They're going to give you in their information, which can be referred to as mapping guidelines or specifications of those said EDI documents. Those are going to define how the different business documents that are being handled through EDI are going to be formatted. So they might be in ANSI X12, they might be dealing in VIX, they might be in UCS, Tradecoms, all these other different flavors that are out there, but they're in EDI format. So they're going to give that to you, and they're going to say, here's our specifications of how you should format your EDI document. So if you think about it, they're giving you communication, how the documents should be configured to exchange via EDI. Now, if we look at, so that's their computer, or Amazon, sending computer. EDI is in between, so they've supplied you the information. On your end, you're going to have, most likely, a couple pieces for handling EDI on your side. You're going to have a communication piece that's going to be, a lot of people call them MFTs, Managed File Transfer Systems or software. You might have that. You might have, it might be on-premise, so in your particular system, on your rack server or in your private cloud that you have hosted. It may be a managed solution that somebody else, a third-party company, manages for you. So if it's in your system and it's something you manage and it's on-prem in that regard, you're also going to have, so you have a communication piece, you're going to have a translation piece that's going to take that EDI format and put it into something. Put it into an XML format, or put it into a PDF. Put it into an email so that your team gets emailed. It's going to go into some type of format, usually, that either you're going to read using your on-prem software, the translation software, or it's going to be in the cloud that you're going to read it from. But there's going to be somewhere that somebody's going to have to do mapping whether it's you doing it, third party doing it, a consultant handling it for you, there's going to be maps that are written for converting the EDI into a format that's readable. Now, there also can be another piece to this, which is your integration piece. So we're still at your system. That integration piece can be embedded into the translation tool. It could be in your cloud tool. It could be any of those different tools, but it's going to be an integration. And typically, the integration is into your back-end accounting software. That accounting software could be, or some people call it ERP software. It could be QuickBooks. It could be Acumatica, NetSuite. It could be any of those type of things. But you're taking it, so they're sending you the document via EDI, you're receiving it, or you're pulling it down, and somehow you're going to get it into your system. Typically, that's not going to be hand-keyed or somebody manually entering it into the system. You're going to want to have some format of integration into your said back-end system. So now it's going into your back-end system. From there, now we're going to be sending documents. You're going to need that integration tool to export the data from your accounting system, ERP system, any other type of system, get it out there, translate it. So you're going to have a translation tool. Again, these can all be, communication, translation, integration can all be a part of one package. Whether it's on the prem, in the cloud, can all be one part of each other. It's then going to take that data and it's going to conform it into the EDI that your Amazon was asking for. So they're going to send you a purchase order via EDI. In turn, you're going to send them back a purchase order acknowledgement. You might then send them an advance ship notice or an 856. You might then also send them an invoice or an 810. So that exchange is occurring of how does EDI work. It goes from one system formatted, received by another system, or vice versa. Your system formatted to EDI to receiving in their system. So that's how EDI works. Is EDI is going to basically be a communication between two said systems in exchanging business documents in a format. And that format can be defined as EDI. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Jim Gonzalez, EDI Support. We're always here to answer any questions that you have. Take care.